Hey friends, come on in, take off your shoes, get comfortable. Let me get you that drink. Today we have a haul, so get ready. Hey friends, okay, so today's fragrant drink is going to be based off of Delina La Rosée. So that fragrance is very airy and fresh, a little bit sweet, but kind of, just perfect for warmer weather. So the way I interpreted it based on the notes is to have some tonic water, and forgive me, I'm freehanding this one hand. So the tonic water is what we used last time, and you could use club soda, whatever you prefer, but this is definitely bubbly, but it has a little more taste to it than just water. It has a little bit of sweetness, a little tang to it, and definitely those bubbles. So there's that. I went ahead and got some lychee juice, which represents the lychee, of course, in Delina La Rosée. This juice drink, I'm saying juice drink because it says it, this is very kind of syrupy. It's a little bit on the thicker side, and it's sweet. And it also has the pulp in it, so if you want to have that in your cup, that's up to you, or you can strain it before you pour it in your drink. And I'm also using these rosebuds that I use for tea. So I had these in my cabinet, and I got them from Triple Traders. Oh my goodness, there we go. I got them from Triple Traders, but you can get them. I have an H Mart in my city, or any kind of international store. H Mart is more of an Asian store, so but I got these from Triple Traders, but I have seen them in the H Mart. So what I was planning on doing with these is to kind of steep them in some hot water to kind of release the fragrance, but you have to wait for it to calm down before you mixed it with, or excuse me, cool down before you mixed it with these other things, just so the ice wouldn't melt and it would stay nice and cold. So what I'm going to do is just pour them in there, but the Delina La Rosée has a very fresh and airy rose. So what I'm going to start with, so they can start to kind of release the scent, is pour them in the drink first, and so while I'm adding all the other things, they can kind of release. I'm getting toward the end of it, so there's little rose pieces going in there. They kind of just sit in there when they get open, or when they get wet, they kind of just get a little bit soggy. So if you don't like the actual rosebuds in your drink, I think they look pretty. But you see how toward the end the petals are kind of coming out and there's a little dust there. You can also just strain them out, but for aesthetics, I think it looks nice. And what I'm going to do next is pour the lychee. Like I said, it's a little bit thicker, and I'm going to give it a good bit in there. That looks nice. Okay, a little bit more. And actually, this one doesn't have the, I had another one the other day. I got two different brands, but this one is fine. The other one had the pulp in it, so this one is definitely still a little bit syrupy sweet. So I think that is perfectly fine. I don't need to add any sugar or anything like that, unless you felt like it. But then we're gonna add the tonic water. And so those little rosebuds are just gonna be sitting on top. And I think it's cute, and it tastes really good, nice and refreshing with some good sweetness for the summertime, not too much for the hot weather, which is just like that fragrance. So we are going to get to the video. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey fragrant friends, it's Jay. So today's video is going to be a haul, and I definitely want to make sure you get a drink of, take a drink of that drink I made for you. It's really, really good. One thing I wanted to let you know about the mineral water too, it has a slight bitter taste, but the beautiful thing about the roses being on the top is that when you smell it, even if you don't steep them in water just to release the fragrance, that would be, release more of the fragrance, but you still get that fresh rose scent, which is really beautiful. So get a drink before I get started. Put this right over here. So this is going to be a haul. This, you know, the Delina La Rosée is part of it, and that is the reason for the drink. It really inspired me. This is a fragrance that I definitely have wanted for a long time. I had a little sample that I was able to wear for a long time. I finished it last summer, and I was always in love with it. This is very fresh, very rosy, a little bit fruity. I also get, I can't say that it's there all the time, but I do sometimes get whiffs of Delina Exclusive in it. It's a little powdery and kind of creamy the way that is, but just like very subtly and just in a whiff, you know. It's not there all the time, but sometimes I catch hints of it. Let me know if that happens to you guys, anybody who has this fragrance. But I think it's so beautiful and fresh and a little bit sweet, you know, for the summertime. So this is very refreshing, very beautiful. If you like roses, you definitely have to like fresh roses. This is similar to Chloe. It's kind of Chloe-esque, but a little bit, like I said, sweeter than that fragrance, but still that fresh, airy, very clean rose. So it's in that same vein. Definitely a beautiful fragrance for summertime, and I can't wait to wear it springtime too, in warm weather. This is warm and hot weather appropriate. So that's Delina Rosée. And another one that I chose is Kissa Pink. Okay, so this one is very popular, I think on TikTok. I'll definitely show this one. And I just had to know, I definitely liked the bottle, and I liked the Lattafa, oh shoot, I'm not going to be able to think of the name, the pink one. I'll have to put it up, but this bottle is definitely better. I gave that one to my mom, the pink Lattafa with the weird bracelet around it. This definitely smells like it for sure. I'll show you the atomizer, but it has more, I pick up more coconut actually from this one, and I don't think I really got coconut in that one, but this one, it's a little creamier with the coconut. I normally don't appreciate coconut that much. It has to be done in a certain way, but the way this is mixed, it's still not the star of the composition of the fragrance, and so I enjoy this. I really enjoy this fragrance, and definitely gonna get some wear, so I'm gonna keep this around for sure. Another one is Sensuous Night by Kadlaj. I'm gonna have to clean this off, so excuse me for a second. Now, looking at the bottle, you would think this is gonna be deep and dark and beautiful. It's nothing like that. I wear this fragrance, and I've given this some wear. It's definitely very tart. I think it has grapefruit in here. Definitely some black currant, and if those are not the only notes listed, that's all that I smell. It sits very, very close to skin. It's a very beautiful bottle, very weighty, great cap. You can hold it by the cap, although you shouldn't really do that. Over time, I think fragrances lose that secure hold, but a very nice atomizer. I think it's pressurized, very, very beautiful. This fragrance is perfect for, it's refreshing, and you can feel the currants, like it's a little bit juicy, and the grapefruit. So instead of feeling aromatic, like the peel of the grapefruit or the white part of the grapefruit, this is more so like the juice of the grapefruit, which is a little bit tart, a little bit bitter, but that black currant is the same, like juicy, a little berry-like. You can smell it. That's really all that I get from this. And it, like I said, it sits very, very close to skin. This fragrance is perfect for work. Those of you who work in settings where you're not really supposed to be wearing a lot of fragrance, when I spray it, leave and walk back into the area I sprayed it, it's very, very hard to smell. I asked my daughter if she could, we went to the movies yesterday night, as a matter of fact, and I asked her if she could smell me in the car, and she said no. But when I held my wrist up to her nose, she said, okay, I can smell it a little bit. So I know that it sits close to skin. I've had this for about maybe 3 weeks or so. So I've sprayed it and it's had time to macerate. I don't know if it needs more time, but it could. It could get stronger, performance can get better. But like I said, I think the fragrance is just very fresh, a little bit juicy. Well, it is juicy and tart, and really that's it. The bottle is really misleading, but if you like those things, a tart, kind of juicy, refreshing fragrance, Sensuous Night by Cod Lodge is really, really one you should try. Of course, it's one that sits very close to skin also. So that's very, very nice. Definitely will be keeping that around. Let me get another drink. Let's see. So the next one is gonna be Manal, and this is by Paris Corner. So this icy blue bottle was so attractive to me. It's just a little ball of acrylic at the top, but I think it's a nice bottle. I think it's pretty. So I thought this was also going to be a refreshing, like a clean floral fragrance, but unfortunately it is a sweet white floral. So very nice. I mean, I like white florals. It's just not what, like I said in the last video, I think I have plenty of white florals that smell similar to this. So I don't want to add another one to my collection. So this is a nice fragrance, and this definitely has a sweet floral cloud around you. I think there's hazelnut in the base of this, and I think you do get some of that in the base. I mean, if you're not looking for it, I don't think that it's gonna stand out very much, but if you're reading the notes and you're looking for it, then you can say, okay, this feels a little bit nutty, but it's not like very prominent. Really what stands out is the sweet white florals. Definitely an airy fragrance, but it is sweet in a floral way. So if you're looking for that, this might be a good option, especially at a less expensive price. Very nice. Let's see. This one, I was just nosy. Everybody had been talking about this, and I kind of resisted it for a while, but I got curious and I picked it up by Cod Lodge, the Harim Al Sultan. This is the oil, and I guess to avoid all of the duping that was happening with this fragrance, they started writing extra on the bottle. So I bought this one from Aroma Concepts, and it's supposed to signify that it's authentic. This is a very sweet, fruity oil. That's how I can describe it. It's juicy. It's good. Juicy, sweet, fruity for sure. Very nice to have. I see why it's popular, because it's easy and it smells nice. And it's not expensive. I think I got it for $20. So it's nice to have. I'll be happy to have it, happy to wear it. Nice layering fragrance as well. I can't remember the notes in it, but they're juicy. So, and bright. Definitely smells a little citrusy and sweet. So this is nice to have. And that's the Cod Lodge Harim Al Sultan. Let's see here. Another one is Marina by Paris Corner, the Taskine. Yeah. I think this one was said to have some passion fruit, some other tropical fruits in it. And really what this smells like is, this smells like a very kind of floral fruity body spray or a body wash or something like that. It has a lot of alcohol in it. And I felt the same way when I sprayed it for the first time. I waited for it to dry down really. And it never really lost that feeling. It's kind of, let's see, on first spray, you can get the passion fruit on first spray, but then it dries down to, like I was saying, those very clean kind of white florals that remind me of a body spray or a body wash or something. It just stays that way. I'm not sure that I'm gonna keep this one. It would be very refreshing for a very, very hot day. It would cut through humidity, cut through heat, make you feel very refreshed, very clean. I'm gonna wait and wear it probably when it gets hotter and see how it does on my skin and how it lasts and if I enjoy it. I don't know if I you know, would enjoy it enough to keep it. I feel like I have fragrances that serve that purpose, but that passion fruit is really juicy at the top and it's very nice. So it's like passion fruit, maybe citrusy, maybe some orange in there, and some very clean white florals. So if you're looking for something like that, again, this is not expensive at all, probably about $20 or so. This is Taskeen Marina by Paris Corner. Another one I was so excited to get is the Teryq by Quentin Biche and Lattafa. At first, I was resisting getting it. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna need it. But I broke down and I went ahead and got it. I definitely have been looking for a bottle with a snake on it. I love snakes. I think they're very interesting and I think they're misunderstood. Don't think they're evil. I think they're just snakes. You know, cultures make things out to be, you know, different than what they really are sometimes, but it's just an animal. It's just a snake, and I think they're really interesting. So I like the top and around the neck of the fragrance is the scales of the snake also. The top of it is really beautiful, this kind of rosy color, and it just says Teryq by Lattafa. And the bottom is that gold color too, that gold plating maybe, and it says Teryq. And the fragrance, this one I don't have a question about. I think it's very beautiful. I think that this one is very sweet and creamy and definitely caramelly. Definitely get the pear, but also get the suede. And I think it's great for summer nights, springtime. I feel like this one stayed kind of close to me, but it also might need some time to mature as far as the longevity and the projection go. But it's a very, very sweet and, like I said, caramelly, seductive. I think this is a very nice fragrance. Not for work. I don't think I would wear this to work. I don't think I would, but any other occasion, maybe in cooler weather or a summer night or a spring night, I think it would be great. So that's Teryq. And even the fall and the winter, I think this could pull through because of the deeper caramel and the suede. So we'll have to play with it and see more of what I think, but I think this is a winner. So definitely beautiful. One that was very disappointing to me, and it was disappointing because of what my expectations were. I definitely read the notes, and I think some updates were given to the notes. So when I first heard of this fragrance, it was just like a guava, lychee, some florals, and some vanilla. And so it sounded like it was going to be like a sweet, tart, tropical, fruity fragrance, you know, fruity floral fragrance with some creaminess possibly. So I bought it based on that. And then I started to see like updates on Fragrantica that it had leather and it had suede, but people on the internet were talking about how they really focused on the fruits of this fragrance. This is Pink to Pink by Ajwad. This is Ajwad Pink to Pink by Lattafa. But, you know, some of the initial reviews were really focusing on the fruits. And so I thought it was safe. And when I got it, no, this is not a safe blind buy at all. This is very much so, and I'm even scared to spray it because it's very long lasting and it definitely projects a whole lot, but maybe I will. I sprayed this on my shower curtain and it lasted for days. So it's very smoky, very woody, kind of like a leathery feel. I know that leather can have all of those facets to it, depending on the type of leather that the perfumer is trying to get across. But this is definitely woody and smoky. Feels like I said, a harsh leathery fragrance. Some people say that goes away for them in the beginning. This stays, and the fruit for me is definitely in the background. And this is something I can't see the fruit pushing past or being strong enough to push past all of that smokiness. So if you like that type of thing, I think this is similar to, I tried a sample and I think I still have a decant, and it's by Precious Liquids. And it's a fragrance. Ooh, I wish I could remember. Maybe I'll put it up. But it has passion fruit and oud. So the mixture of that is like that tart, very sharp, woody, smoky fragrance. And this reminds me of that. So if you're looking for that, if you like the sound of it, I think this could be something that would be great for you, and definitely unisex. This is definitely a unisex fragrance in my eyes. And again, I'm just disappointed because I was looking for a straight up fruity floral, and this is not it by any means. So, ooh, I'm gonna spray and see if it's changed, because I've had this one again for probably about 3 weeks or so. Let's see if anything is different. I get the fruit, it's there. It's there, but it's not the main player. My nose picks up so much smoke and woody leather. So this is not something, this is a very unique fragrance, and it's not something that I would have purchased based on first sniff, or based on having sniffed it. The fruit has gotten stronger, I have to admit. It's gotten stronger. And it is very tart and guava, but again, it's not the main player. You have to really consider whether you like smoky woods and leathers. So just some insight on that. And that is Lattafa Pink to Pink. Let's see, where can we go from here? We will go to these two. I was listening to, I think it was Marcy, talk about Chris Collins' Lust. And the way she described it, I read the notes and I said, okay, I can, just was very curious about a creamy, nutty, kind of soft, powdery oud fragrance. Now I do like that type of oud where it's very smooth and soft. And with the powder, I thought that she said it couldn't, it wasn't very strong. And so I went ahead and picked up the Lust by Chris Collins. And it's beautiful. In my eyes, it's very, to my nose, it's very, very beautiful. Very easy to love. This is something that is cozy. Okay, this is very cozy. It's a 1.7 bottle, 1.7 ounce bottle. Kind of disappointed by that, but this fragrance, and I think it needs to mature just a little bit, because I'm not sure about the longevity. I think there's hazelnut in here, like a little Nutella feel, a little bit of cacao. It's very powdery and smooth. Definitely feel a nuttiness. It's very beautiful. So it gets a little bit woody, like maybe the shell of a nut. I think there's walnut in here, but it definitely calms down. It definitely smooths out. Nothing animalic about this fragrance at all. Nothing smoky, nothing like what I described in the last one, not like the Pink to Pink. This is so smooth and very powdery and creamy at the same time. This is one worth sampling if you like the sound of those things, but it's very beautiful. So I'm glad I picked this up. I can see this being worn for nights out, or possibly, to go to bed, or just times where you want it to feel comforted. I think this is very appropriate, but it's very nice. So this is Lust by Chris Collins. Very, very nice. It's one that you want to keep sniffing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very, very nice. Well done. And the other one I got another one from him, and this is the Long Kiss Goodnight. Now this one has rose, a fresh rose, and this is another oudi fragrance, nothing animalic again, some passion fruit in here. This is a very fresh, I would say this is like a fresh red rose, maybe with some, but it's the petals, it's the fresh red petals, a little bit of woodiness from the oud, but this is definitely perfect for warmer weather too. I wouldn't have a problem, or I wouldn't feel uncomfortable wearing this fragrance in the warmer weather, but it's substantial enough to wear in cooler weather as well. So that is the Long Kiss Goodnight. If you're looking for a fresh rose oud, this is a great one. Let's see. These two are definitely popular right now. And this is, what is this? Pear Potion. And this is by Amir. And I actually like these bottles. I think they're very nice, very weighty. You know, with the top is definitely weighted as well. It's not the heaviest. Well, it is a good weight with the little plaque on it. But, you know, with the bottom, it's very, very weighted, a very weighted glass. So this one is pear, apple, raspberry, caramel, and it's what it smells like. It definitely is a very casual fragrance. It mentions Escada. Oh, this is candy-like. This is very juicy and candy-like on top. This has gotten better since I've gotten it. And this, again, like the others I've had for about 3 weeks or so, except for the Chris Collins. That came the other day. Oh yeah, very, very sweet. Very casual, candy-like, sweet, juicy fragrance. This is fun, just for fun times only. This can be worn by all ages because it is so casual and so fun. If you like to smell like candy, some people don't like that. I don't mind it. I think it's very, you know, it can be fun sometimes depending on what your mood is. And maybe if you want to have a little bit of nostalgia, you know, of what you liked when you were younger, definitely would fit the bill for that. So yeah, this is juicy. Just like maybe like a Jolly Rancher or something like that. It's very juicy, like how you're sucking on a Jolly Rancher and your mouth gets full of the juice, I guess. Is making my mouth salivate. It's very, very good. So this is one that's staying around too. I like fragrances like that. They just have to be done in the way that I like, I guess, at this point in my life. So this next one is the Mango Punch. And this is supposed to be a dupe of Wilhelm Mango Skin. I can't really, I mean, I have tried that one in the past, but I've never had a full bottle of it, and I've never really had a good decant. I just had like a little 2 ml sample. So I can't really say that I remember exactly how it smells. I never picked it up. I don't know. It just was something that I just never picked up. But I remember thinking that it was a nice fragrance. So this one, when it was first sprayed a few weeks ago, I felt like it kind of lost steam toward the end and just kind of turned into a powdery fragrance. So let's see what it feels like now when I spray. Oh, it's very, very juicy, but it does have some of that powderiness at the top, I think. This is nice. And this is more, I would say this is a more, maybe sophisticated would be the word that I would use compared to the Pear Potion. I would say this is a little more sophisticated. Still sweet, but there's something else to it. Maybe the powderiness, that's how I'm interpreting it. Maybe that is kind of bringing another layer of, another layer to it to make it not so fun. You know, this is still a fun, juicy fragrance, but it might not be well received by people who are very, very young, maybe just starting out into fragrances. And there is maybe a very little bit of that of green to it, just very possibly just a little bit, so it's not like overly sweet, but it is very beautiful and worth getting your nose on. I mean, these were, I can't remember, maybe $30, and I'm happy with them. I wouldn't change anything, and it's definitely staying around. So it becomes less juicy as it goes on, or as my nose fatigues. This is still going to be one, it's still newer to my collection, of course, so one that I'm going to have to spend some time with and wear more just to see. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful fragrance. So that's Mango Punch by Emir. And we're down to the last three. The next one is Kate Spade Sparkle. I heard Veronica talking about this one a few times, and this is such a beautiful, bright fragrance. I was attracted by the sound of creme brulee and rose, and I can't remember if there's a fruit in this, but definitely the creme brulee and rose. It sounded very nice. And what I get mostly is a very beautiful, bright rose from this fragrance. Very, very easy to wear. And for me, I feel like it's the petals of like a pink rose. When it dries down, it does get a little bit sweeter for sure. I don't know if creme brulee is what I would call it, but it definitely gets a little bit sweeter. So this one is very, very easy to wear. It's in the same vein as Delina La Rosée as far as the airiness, the freshness. It doesn't have the juiciness that that one has, and it's not as sharp. And I guess I wouldn't call Delina La Rosée sharp completely, but it is a little bit more, the vibration is higher, if you would say that, on the Delina Rosée. It's almost like if you were to give it like a very astringent musk, it's just dialed down a little bit because of the sweetness that's in the Delina La Rosée. But this one is just dialed down just a little bit more. Okay, so it's more just like some rose petals with a little bit of sweetness as it dries down. And it's really, really pretty, very easy to wear, great value for money. Just a very nice, easygoing fragrance as well. And it doesn't have to be easygoing. I think rose is very versatile. You can wear rose in a lot of different occasions. So whatever feels comfortable for you. The next one, and what I'm smelling right now is that Chris Collins. That I'm smelling whiffs of like powdery, nutty creaminess. It's very, very beautiful. Okay, so the next one that we're going to talk about is the Vibrant Orange and Neroli, again by Amir. And this one is inspired by Byredo Sundays. I've never smelled that fragrance, but what I get from here is definitely what I would imagine the Sundays to be. And I've heard reviews of it, so I imagine, I can't really, confirm, but I imagine what I imagine that fragrance to be, I definitely get in here. So this is a very tart, because there's neroli in here, so it's tart, definitely orangey, cotton candy, and then there's a laundry musk in here. So it's very clean, very bright, but that sweetness, like a musky sweetness in the background. Perfect. It's like, oh man, it's like an, how do I want to say, like an orange, almost like an orange candy, but very tart, maybe like a sweet tart, That's what it's like, with some laundry musk in the background, and some sweetness, from that. Cotton candy is not prominent, but you just get whiffs of it, okay? Don't think that you're going to be getting a sweet cotton candy fragrance, but the tartness, when you first spray this, it dials back just a little bit, and it sweetens up just a little bit, so you get that musky sweetness coming through as the tartness kind of dials back. And it's still a very bright, sweet tart fragrance, but it kind of balances out so it's not so extreme as this dries down. I think this is perfect. It still kind of reminds me of a candy. So if you're not into that, I don't know, but it's, for me, it's balanced, and I think that it's really nice for the summertime. So another, maybe, I was gonna say casual fun, how I put it, but maybe it could be more than that, possibly. Maybe work, possibly, because it's fresh, inoffensive to me. But yeah, you just have to be into what I'm describing. That's how my nose picks it up. So yeah, that is the Vibrant Orange and Neroli by Amir. Really, really nice. The cap is weighted. It's not the heaviest, but it's weighted. Bottle is definitely heavy. It sticks, but I feel like not for long as you use it. So that's that. And the last one we have, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you, all of my oldies and my new friends, thank you for being here. This is by Aroma Concepts, where I got a lot of these Middle Eastern fragrances. They develop their own fragrance, and it is Batik. So if you can see, this is by Aroma Concepts, Batik. This is another candy sweet fragrance, and if you can tell by the bottle, it is watermelon, and it smells like a very candy-like watermelon. This is going to be perfect for layering, or it smells just like a Jolly Rancher, like a yeah, like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Very sweet. I'm trying to think of anything else because it's very literal to me, watermelon candy. So yeah, nice. I can also say, because I've done it just to see, that mixed with this, it's a very nice fragrance. I can imagine this mixed with the Delina La Rosée because they're both very, you know, kind of watery and bright. I think that it would sweeten the rosé up and bring another dimension of fruit to it. Very, very nice. I could even see this mixed with, this is going to be a great mixing fragrance, with a white floral, just to make it a little more fruity, add some dimension to it. And I have also C Passion, the original one. I could see it mixing well with that, and just maybe other rose fragrances. I could see this mixing very well with other rose fragrances. So this is going to be fun to play with. So yeah, I think this is a fun one. Last time I saw it, it was sold out. I don't know if they're planning on restocking it, but maybe you should try to look for it on Aroma Concepts if you can get it. It's a fun little fragrance to have. And like I said, it would be great for layering. So very literal watermelon candy. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed me. I enjoyed you being here. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Any comments, just put them in the comments. How'd you guys enjoy your drink? Do you guys plan on, you know, trying it? It's really nice. Refreshing for summertime. But anyway, that's it. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Love, Jay. Bye-bye.